discussed about the basic number systems. Then in the same way, we have started the complement, where where R's and R minus 1's complement I asked you to prepare. And with the help of R and R minus 1's complement, how can we do the addition and subtraction? That also we have been discussed till now. Then we have started the Boolean logic. There came map, simplification of Boolean function, adder, subtractor, half adder, full adder, half subtractor, full subtractor. And these many things we have been discussed. Tabulation method also we have been discussed. Okay. And see, I have not given that tabulation method in the exam also, because I thought this may be a little lengthy for you. So I just simply left the topic. Okay. Now we'll start with the combinational circuit 2. So we will start with the binary parallel adder. Right now we have been discussed about the half adder and the full adder. Now we will directly slowly switch into the parallel adder, which is also known as a asynchronous ripple carry adder. Do you have any idea about the parallel adder? Would you like to explain this? Any one of you? What do you mean by parallel adder? Or simply binary parallel adder? Any idea? No? What we are doing in the binary parallel adder, which is also known as asynchronous ripple carry adder, here if you want to add two numbers, so for example 4-bit binary digit, if you want to add, you can add it directly. But what is the limitation here? All the bits should be present simultaneously at the input itself. So what is the meaning of it here? It is a digital circuit that produces the arithmetic sum of two binary numbers. It produces the arithmetic sum of two binary numbers. Means any random binary number, although it is 2-bit, 3-bit, 4-bit, 5-bit, whatever length is there, you can add it together with the help of binary parallel adder. A binary adder can be constructed with full adder. Just keep in your mind, we can construct it with the help of full adders. So full adder is already known to you. What is full adder? Here 3-bit input is there, where the first 2-bit we are adding, and this addition is added to the 3rd bit. And this third is actually the previous carry. Okay, if you see the logic. So what we are doing in the case of binary parallel adder, the binary adder can be constructed with the help of full adder connected in cascade with the output carry from each full adder connected to the input carry of the next full adder in the chain. The 4-bit adder is a typical example of standard component. It can be used in many applications involving arithmetic operations. So in exam, if I'm giving some question, most probably 4-bit binary parallel adder will be there. Okay. So we will see the logic with the help of this diagram. 4-bit binary parallel adder or ripple carry adder. That also you can see. Why we are talking ripple carry? Means we are carry forwarding the carry from the previous side. So here we have the 4-bit binary number A and B, where if you start the value, writing value from the least significant bit, it will be A0, A1, A2, A3, then B0, B1, B2, B3. This two binary number we are having, and the length is equal to 4-bit. Okay. Here, what is the logic? The carry of the previous one is taking as an input to the next full adder. And the next question is, then what is the value of C0? Can you tell me what will be the value of C0? Any idea? We are carry forwarding it. What should be the value of C0? That is the initial carry. Any idea? At least you respond. Don't be silent, please, students.
0.
0, ma'am.
Yeah. Why it should be 0?
There's no
Because
carry
there is no
initially.
previous number.
Yes, always you can remind it in two ways. There is no previous carry, or always you need to carry, need to keep C naught, that is the initial carry, is equal to 0. So what is the logic here? This C naught will be 0 always. So this A naught and B naught. So A naught will be added with B naught. It will be added to C naught. We will add this. A naught is adding to B naught. The addition is added to C naught. Whatever sum you will get, that will be the answer. And whatever carry will come, that will be given to the next digit. So this C1 will be act as a carry for A1 and B1. Okay. So again, this will be added. A1, B1 will be added. Answer will be added to C1. Whatever sum will come will be act as an answer. The carry will be forwarded to the next stage. This way we will move forward. So this diagram is very important. See, some students claiming they got the answer, but they scored less marks. They got the correct answer, but they are comparing from their friends. They have done the same thing. They got the full marks. They got the answer itself. They got the full marks, but we got the less marks. Why? So there is a way of writing the answer always. Whenever you are writing the answer, it should be probably in this kind of subject where theory, derivation, and explanation, everything is there together. So your answer should be presentable, in presentable form. So always try to write your answer in pointwise or pictorial form. If any picture or diagram is there, so always please take this diagram. Exam is not like just putting your reply on that. It should be expressive always. Then only you can score good marks. So we will take one example here. For example, we have two value A and B. A is equal to 1011 and B is equal to 0011. You need to add this A to B with the help of binary parallel adder. Okay, where subscript I is nothing but the positional value right from the least significant bit. I already told you C naught will be equal to 0. Okay, so that's why here input carry is the cursor is visible to you, students, PPT and cursor. Is it
Yes.
visible to you?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
just see 3210. This is the positional I value, you can say. So first C naught is equal to 0. You are adding A to B. So 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. Carry will be equal to, already there is a 0 input carry. So we will leave it. So 1 part 1 plus 1 is 0. Carry you are getting 1. So this carry 1 we will jump into the next position. Okay. So the second line, uh, you can say third column carry will be equal to 1. So this 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. Sum is 0. Just keep in your mind. 1 plus 1 is 0. Carry 1 you have already wrote here in the last column, last row. And this 1 plus 1, 0, sum will be added to the value B. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So both sum and carry are 1. This carry will move forward to the next stage. Again, this 1 plus 0 is 1. And 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. So 1 is sum and the carry is 0. This carry will move forward to the next stage. This 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. Output 1 carries 0. So this way you can get the answer. So here the sum you are getting 1110 and the carry you are getting 0011. This is also known as a carry propagation. Why we are calling it as a carry propagation? Can you tell me, students? Why we are calling it as a carry propagation also?
We're moving the carry, ma'am.
Yeah, very good. We are moving the carry. It looks so simple and this is also very simple. So on the only logic is that if you are aware with the full adder, rest of the things you can understood very easily. But you should have clarity with the concept of full adder. How we are adding the bits. So how many bit it consists of? It contains whether 4 bit, 5 bit, 7 bit, 8 bit, it doesn't matter. Okay. But if you are aware with the concept, you can solve it very easily. Fine? Understood? Any doubt, any confusion here to any one of you? Yes.
Ma'am, what is that subscript I 3210? What is that?
This is a positional value, nothing else. 0, 1, 2,
Is that necessary
C
to write?
naught, C naught, C1, C2, C3. Start from the least significant bit. So this is showing the position of the bit, you can say, right from the least significant bit. It actually, this is subscript I. I means C naught means first least significant bit, C1 next to that, C2 next to that, C3 next to that. That's it. This is a position only. Okay?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Anything else? And you just see in the last row, output carry. See, input carry, we are putting Ci, but the output we are writing Ci plus 1. Can you tell me why? Because it is propagating to the next stage, to the next adder. So it will be always Ci plus 1. You have given input C naught in the first stage. Output you are getting C naught, C1. Just see the diagram. If you see the first adder, in the first adder input carries C naught, but the output carries C1. So for the first stage output I, if you are taking, if it is first not, so I plus 1 will be 1. That's why the input is always Ci and the output is always Ci plus 1. Understood? Anything else? Any doubt? No? Okay. Some points I have highlighted here for your clarity. The input carry to the adder is C naught, as I already told you, and it repels through the full adder. It repels through the full adders to the output carry C4. So why I have written here C4? Because in the given example, I took 4 full adder and bit binary. That's why input carry is always started with C naught, not as a C1, so that there will be clarity with the number of adder. If 4 full adder you are taking, then C will go till C4 only. And input will always start from C naught. N-bit binary adder requires N full adder. Understood? For 4-bit value, since we took 4 adders, that's why for N-bit binary number addition, how many full adder you need? You need N number of full adders. Okay. The addition of binary numbers A and B in parallel implies that all the bits of A and B are available for computation at the same time. Yes or no? Then only you gain the speed of full adder, or else the speed will be reduced. So if you want to add some specific value, suppose you are generating the value of A and B with the help of particular logic gates. So that gate should give you output at specific time. Okay. Understood? Because that parallel adder is not like only you are adding the value. You are practically working on it. For that, if you want to add the two binary value A and B, which is having a higher number of digits, you want to add it fast. So it should be available at the specific time. Speed should be high. Otherwise, you may reduce the speed. As in any combinational circuit, the signal must propagate through the gates before the correct output sum is available. Just now I told you, the output will not be correct unless the signals are given enough time to propagate through the gates connected from input to output. Same here, the longest propagation delay. Propagation delay means what? Can you tell me what is the meaning of propagation delay? Can you tell me? What do you understand by propagation delay? Time. No? Carry propagation we just now discussed. So propagation delay time means what?
Like the time lost.
Yeah, means to propagate that you are propagating the carry. If it is not giving you output at specific time, so delay will be there. So if delay is there, see, if second full adder is not giving you output at specific time, if there is a more delay, so it will affect the whole circuit. Okay. So the longest propagation delay time in an adder is the time it takes to carry to propagate through the full adders. So there is a small definition, but you should know about this. Okay. So this is a full adder with P and G. P is what? Propagation. G is what? Can you tell me? What we are using? We are actually taking the full adder. Okay? We are actually taking the full adder. Can you explain me this? I want to hear from you. Output you can see. Sum and carry. Ci plus 1 is there. Can you explain the circuit? One girl just now said about the propagation.
Yes, ma'am.
Just try it.
It's basically a full adder, ma'am. So basically, A, B, and C are the three inputs. I mean, C is the
Yeah.
carry.
Full adder Pi XOR Ci. You can say this is sum because with the help of full adder only we are generating sum.
Yes, ma'am.
This is well known to you. There is no problem. About GI, can you explain? This is carry, of course. So Pi Ci plus GI. The same logic is there. What we have discussed earlier about the full adder.
Yes, ma'am. The A and B, like that's what G is. A and B is G. So when you
multiplication of AI and BI. If you
yes,
see,
ma'am.
yeah.
So AI and BI will be GI. So we have to add GI to the multiplication of
Of C, the previous carries, always keep in your mind, Ci is the previous carry, Ci plus 1 is the put carry.
new carry. Yes.
So I have given you hint also. So this Ci multiplied with what? Pi. Pi is what?
Pi is
Ma'am, previous carry.
the previous carry.
Yes. Ai XOR Bi. If you simplify it, Ai XOR Bi. So this two value, these two XOR, and it is multiplied with the previous carry and added to the this multiply, and it is added to the AI BI.
AI and BI.
For the next stage. So this is the logic diagram for this full binary parallel adder. So here, instead of giving the value C0, C1, C2, C3, given the subscript I and I plus 1, so that for the numbers of stage you can hold it. Okay, so if you see the gate level for the sum, if you see the gate level for the sum, it will be just double. For one stage, the gate level will be for the sum. One stage, the gate level will be 2. For 2 stage, it will be 4. For 3 stage, it will be like this, it will go on. So the same thing, if you simplify it, the signal from the carry input Ci to the carry Ci plus 1 propagate through an AND gate and an OR gate, which is equal to 2 gate level. AND gate and OR gate. So which is equal to 2 gate level. if you see only the full adder. If there are 4 full adder in the binary adder, the output carry C4 would have 2 into 4 is equal to 8 gate level from C0 to C4. For an n-bit adder, 2 n gate levels for carry to propagate from input to output are required. The carry propagation time is an important attribute of the adder because it limits the speed with which two numbers are added. To reduce the carry propagation delay time, what we can do here, the rest of the things are theoretical only. You can see it later also. I will upload the slide. Nothing to worry about. So, you understand you are aware with the concept of carry propagation delay time. So, what we need to do to enhance the speed, we have to employ faster gates with reduced delay and employ the principle of carry look ahead logic. So what is it that we'll discuss in the next class, because this is very important. Carry look ahead generator also it is called as carry look ahead logic. So here PI, GI, SI, CI plus 1 already given to you. So we will talk about this for next class also, so that we will revise some portion also, because the next topic is already related to this topic. At the same time, you also revise it once again from the book Maurice Meno. Okay. Let me repeat it here. GI called a carry generate. I shown you in the diagram, and it produces a carry for 1 when both AI and BI are 1. Okay. Obviously, because we are multiplying it. So when any one of this is 0, then it will be 0. If both are 1, then only it will 1. We are aware with the concept, but when you are developing the logic, so after developing the logic diagram, if you are taking any random input A and B, and if you want to compute the same thing from the logic diagram or truth table, it should give you the same output. Then only you can cross verify. Understood what I am telling you? You aware with the logic, how we are getting the output with the help of parallel adder. But from the same thing, if you want to generate with the help of logic diagram, suppose any random input A, B and C, I you have given. If you get the output with the help of logic diagram, you are getting one answer. And the same thing if you want to get with your logic, that we have discussed with the help of example, these two should match. Are you getting me? You understood or not? Yes or no? Deva?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is the meaning of it. Always you have to cross check. PI called a carry propagate. It determines whether a carry into a stage I will propagate into I plus 1. So the Boolean function for the carry outputs for each stage and substitute the value of each Ci from the previous equation. So this way, if you move forward, you will get the equation. So some points are there that we will discuss, of course, in the next class. Okay. So let me create the poll first.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, can you go to the previous slide where you had that example of A plus B?
This one?
No. Yeah, this one. So, ma'am, in this, can you explain what's GI, PI?
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you. GIPI here. See, this is the example. In this way, your parallel adder is working. We have discussed, we have done with the concept. So here the actual parallel adder is going like this. So here A, B, C, if you are looking into it, so GI is nothing but the multiplication of A and B. So what I am telling you, just take a random example of A, B and try to get the output with the help of this logic diagram. So you will get the answer. And the same thing you try to get by this logic, that because this is a direct example we have taken. These two should match. If you correlate between these two, so GI is nothing but the multiplication of A and B. For example, just a minute. But you have to see all the values. Yeah. So GI means this is the multiplication of these two. If you see the example, like if you see the gate level, A and B, that's it. Okay. So this way you have to correlate actually. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You just take one or two example. There will be more clarity. So that's why I have not continued it, because I also feel we need some more discussion about this so that there will be more clarity. Okay. So let me create the poll. Yeah, everyone is present actually. Okay, everyone is present. So poll is I will download the attendance sheet. But some students are joining very late.